that you could be an astronaut and talked by Sally Ride.
It's true.
Oh boy.
And, I grew up in a family of explorers. My dad was a deep sea diver that, the hard
Get off my
diving,
drink
all
fly.
those kinds of things. And then one of the people helping build the sea
Shit you got in the ring.
capsules that where men were literally living under the sea. So living someplace dangerous that not many people went was kind of normal in our family.
Yeah.
But in the media and even at home, I didn't see people that I could relate to. My dad's friends were named Uncle Squirrely and Black Bart and things like that. And I didn't find out about Sylvia Earle so much later. So I think it makes an amazing difference not to everyone.
So have you ever seen that guy before?
Know inside themselves who they are.
I think he's a cop.
They just go, but I would say that's not the majority of us. And
What?
for me, seeing Sally Ride, listening to her, realizing that she's somebody where it mattered, that she was passionate about what she was learning and what she was
He was
trying to
polite.
accomplish. And at the same time, she had this amazing, cool, adventurous job. Didn't make
And
me
he
think I
wasn't
could do that. Like, certainly if she could do it, I could do it.
in there
Or
because of
maybe I could
drugs.
have that job. And it was a pivotal day for me. And
Uh-oh.
what I think is important about that story is that every
Huh?
single
I need to
piece
turn it
has that power to help somebody
Oh, Fruta.
all the things they could be.
I haven't seen anything about Fruta in a long time.
I know your background is in
I don't really miss Fruta either.
but you became one of the chief robot breakers, running the robotic arm.
Graduated from Fruita though.
A little bit of a stretch, you just, hey, I can do that.
I think gradually I learned that more and more things. I got
Well, there's the wall. I was wondering what that wall was.
electrical engineering,
Got it.
and stuff
But
at MIT. Decided chemistry was
that wall I
really
used to hike all the time.
with a love of sort of instinct for and just a curiosity to stick with. But then
Mo
there I
Fat
was,
Penny.
specialist for diplomacy.
Because we're more fat, Kenny.
And I needed to know
That'd be PhD. Fat.
So I think it's interesting how much you can
Wow.
and it was really exciting for me. I did wish video games, I think, as a kid.
You know what I used to like to do when I was a kid? Go into the basements. If they had one. So I went to a church and we went down in the basement, looked at the dead body, and he was in a casket and everything, and she was talking about it, showing it, and I come flying up the hill, the stairs. She's all, where did she go? Sit down in the basement. I told you not to go down there. What'd you see? Body? Did it bother you? Not really. Did it bother the others? Some of them.
Yes.
Sure enough, I went down there and saw a dead body.
I'd say balancing those things, for all parents, but especially in my case, a geographically single parent, is really
Sad, but
challenging. And
the body looked peaceful.
Always figure out, how to get up and invent new ways to make sure you're being family. And
we all played
I
20
tend to be
questions.
somebody that when the media comes around and wants to talk about family, I tend to speak up about the fact that I have one. Mostly because I'm not trying to say it's easy.
This is it, huh?
That's the chair I was looking at right for $1.
Certainly I look back.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
It's actually 50 cents because it's all half price.
All those things are
How sweet.
24 now.
Huh?
Seem to
How
be
sweet.
doing great, but
But I was thinking for you inside. But it might
Instead of the metal chair, put the metal chair outside.
Yeah. I thought it would be too big though.
likely it's not as likely to happen. It's really too bad because first of all, I was coping with long distance training and actually parenting from space. I learned a lot of those things from some of my guy friends. In fact, one of them, Mike Barrett, is up in space right now.
And how's this going? Yeah.
Can you reach in there and lift those up?
Yes. Yes, I can. Stop. Can you go any further?
No.
Do you need to go?
I need to go further.
Shall we roll down the window? What about pushing it back a little bit? Maybe there's more room when it's flatter. What? Yeah. Randy, that door's still
What's
not,
that?
The door's still not shut.
I know they didn't go over the window.
Most of them were probably usually surprised. There were other parts of the government of Philadelphia felt that
Fuck.
estimated a lot of this months ago.
That's wonderful.
Shouldn't have been hugely surprised. Historically would indicate a recession on the horizon. It has got to be a sign of concern for them.
Our lucky day.
It's like shit. It isn't gonna roll down far.
Yeah, I know. So take it back.
Record high. A lot of the things have got to be concerning for them right now, and so Jay Powell is clearly indicating that the Fed is going to be here on the other side of the mandate, and he is ready to cut rates the moment there's a sign of trouble, and will not hesitate to cut rates when there's a sign of trouble. But as we all know, except for the great soft landing in the mid-1990s, whenever the Fed is in position of cutting rates when unemployment is rising, that's usually not a good sign, not a great period to be in. But at least they're ready this time.
I did think it was interesting. He said we neither seek nor desire, I think is what he said, further softening in the labor market. I guess the question now is, now what do? We just wait for every meeting and they cut a quarter point until they get to somewhere where they're happy?
I mean, I do think, that is sort of what data dependent means to a certain extent, right? And, Powell didn't really need or want to get ahead of the next jobs report that's going to come out on September 6th, right, which will be a very important signal for Fed officials about the size of the rate cut that they're going to take at their next meeting, and then what they're going to do, beyond that. But I think, Sudeep is absolutely right that, he strongly signaled that we're there and there are reasons to be concerned about this unemployment rate ticking up. The pace that it's risen in the last couple months is a pace that's rare outside of a recession. But I also thought it was really interesting that the reasons that the unemployment rate are rising, it's not that we're seeing sort of a lot of elevated layoffs like you would see in an economic downturn, but you're just seeing kind of a slowdown in the pace of hiring. So that's interesting, but there's still clearly reason to be worried, and Powell is saying that cooling is unmistakable at this point.
Let me just go to the buzzword, and I'll ask both of you the same question. And Anna, you get to go first. Is this a soft landing or too soon?
I think, it clearly has been a soft landing so far, but you haven't landed until you really landed, right? So this soft landing is just taking much longer than I think any of us had anticipated, and we have to see it.
Interest rates go up as quickly as they did, and so at least we are not in what would have been considered a worst case scenario. I just think it's way too soon to be able to make that judgment, especially with what we've seen happening with Germany.
Did that guy almost hit you? Yeah.
50 basis points or 25? Half percentage point or period?
At this point, it really does have damage that would be done for the first time.
Ready.
It seems like Sara did a lot of that direction faster rather
So you believe in political Wisconsin at the New York Times?
Why is it terrible this year?
New pack of cigarettes down there on the floor, baby. Thank you.
People are driving crazy.
I know, that's kind of illegal too. You're not supposed to be able to, you're not supposed to turn on your even in town. If it's a divided and they got a lane of them, it's fine.
We got $1 bucks.
Yeah,
Sure. sir.
fixed.
Be my third time over there.
6.5%, the lowest it's been in well over a year, in mere anticipation of the Fed cutting. And yet, weekly mortgage applications actually fell to their lowest level since February. The September rate cut that looks like it's on its way could be the first of many cuts over many months.
Well,
So
if I don't like
do you just
the padded
wait a
chair,
little longer?
and I might
Here's some
not,
Levins on that one.
Live outside.
I could move around outside and sit where you sit. Instead of moving the little chairs around.
It'd be a good one to put over there
I'm
under
saying that
the
buyers are more on the fence, and they're also a little bit more
underhang there.
apprehensive of making
The long
offers.
Brenda says she frequently gets buyers asking whether they should just hold off on the biggest purchase of their life until mortgage rates drop some more. She first tells them no one really knows what the future holds, and then gives them the horror story of what it was like to buy a house a couple years ago when interest rates were incredible.
It was absolutely bananas. We were literally standing in line just to go.
Yeah, I have a piece
No
of
chance at all to get properties.
Typically, mortgage rates would get back to that 3% range that partly caused all those bidding wars and waiving of home inspections. John Park at Fitch Ratings says even if rates do tick down in the next few months, you won't see a flood of home buyers immediately enter the market.
Even if the rates goes up by 1%, it's great news for the home buyers, right? However, they might want to see if the mortgage rate comes down further.
It's partly why existing home sales last month were down 2.5% year over year and down 40% from peak frenzy in 2021. Meanwhile, the number of homes actually for sale has finally started picking up. Fresno real estate broker Sabrina Brown says while home buyers may have the luxury of waiting, their home seller clients often can't. That just forces them to give up a very cheap mortgage.
Someone passed away. The trustees are now selling the property. So I'm dealing with that right now. And then also I have another one. They're going through a separation.
You can lock in a mortgage rate, but you can't lock in what the future holds. I'm Matt Levin for Marketplace.
I know what the future holds for you. A podcast of this radio show. Should you miss
my
it?
tax return.
The
I
actual
need to
radio.
sort of
You can get it at our website, marketplace.org, or the platform.
I'll have
of
to
your
check
choice.
this
Follow us.
email, see if anything's coming. You did a good job getting that box in there.
Coming up.
And there'll be people outside, 35 degrees, in sleeping bags using the internet.
When you need to get online, you need to get online. But first, let's do the numbers. Yeah, the really happy music. Thank you, Jay Powell. Dow Industrial's up 462 today, just over 1.1%, 41,175. NASDAQ grew 258 points, that's 1.5%. Closed at 17,877. The S&P 563 points.
Robin
that's
Hood
good.
keeps on sending me
1.2
messages that I should
56 and 34. For the 5 days going by, the week that
fix
was,
my deficit.
Dow up
I don't know what my
1.6%,
deficit is.
NASDAQ
I have
up
$205 in
S&P
there.
500 picked itself up 9/10.
I don't have a deficit.
The Biden administration says it's going to resume offering free at-home COVID-19 self-tests in late September. Some test maker stocks then, Abbott Laboratories, found about 0.5%. CVS Health Corporation improved 1 7/10% today. Fast casual Mediterranean restaurant chain Cava posted higher than expected earnings today. The company credited its new grilled steak. Must be some steak, is one reason it had done so well over a quarter where other restaurants saw declines. Cava Group just up 19 6/10%. Must be really good steak, right? Bonds rose, yield on the 10-year T-note fell 3.79%. You're listening to Marketplace.
Marketplace is supported by Amazon Business, aiming to help save time by offering smart business buying solutions so there's more time to focus on growing the business and less time doing the admin. More at amazonbusiness.com. And by Progressive Insurance. On the road and at home, customers can simplify their insurance needs and protect what's important by bundling home and auto with Progressive Insurance. Learn more about Progressive and bundling at progressive.com. And by C3 Generative AI. Generative AI enables rapid access to secure, traceable, hallucination-free insights from enterprise systems, all while using any LLM, helping enterprises turn the invisible into the obvious. C3.ai. This is enterprise AI.
Support comes from the Grand Mesa Arts and Events Center, delivering music, art, and education to the Western Slope, with the Stony Mesa Winery Fall into Winter concert series now through December 1st. GMAEC.org.
The fight against disinformation is more complicated than ever, and in a record year for elections around the world, it's never been more important. I'm Miles Parks. I cover voting and election security for NPR. At NPR and this station, we report rigorously on the forces trying to disrupt democracy and provide your community with reliable information. This election year, stand with the facts. Donate to this station today.
If CPR adds value to your life, support it at CPR.org.
This is Marketplace. I'm Kai Risdall. Here are 3 true statements about electric vehicles in the United States right now. 1, nearly 600,000 of them were sold in the first half of this year, so says Kelley Blue Book. That is 7% more than were sold in the first half of last year. 2, that growth, 7% a year, is down a whole lot compared to just a couple of years ago. And in fact, sales are not meeting the projections that automakers made back in early 2022, which is not that long ago. Fact number 3, and related, Ford yesterday saying, yeah, we're going to pull way back on electrics. Marketplace's Henriette looks back at why car companies figured Americans would jump into EVs so fast and those expectations have fallen short.
If there was one moment when the EV hype really hit the mainstream, it was the 2022 Super Bowl. Nearly every car ad